personal guard to King Xerxes himself, the Persian warrior elite. The deadliest fighting force in all of Asia. The Immortals.
This is so stupid. The Immortals never looked like that. They looked more like this. Let's put some things into perspective. The Persian Empire, founded by Cyrus the Great, was one of the largest empires in the ancient world. Its military prowess was known throughout the world, and its army was feared by many. Hello there, it's me, Ragnar. In this video I will give you a short rundown on the military organization and battle tactics of the Persian army. I hope you enjoy it. So if you do, consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the like button. My fragile ego feeds on those things. Thank you, and let us begin the video. The Persian army consisted mostly out of levies, in a system called Kara, in which each satrap, sort of a governor, called up a certain number of men once they were needed to fight. Each levy served for the duration of a campaign, and then, if they survived, they could return home until called up again. But the core of the Persian army was built out of a standing army, which was organized based on a decimal system. Each unit was composed of 10 lesser units. The lowest unit was a company, made out of 10 men, followed by a battalion, made out of 10 companies. Then the division, which was made out of 10 battalions. And finally, a corps, made out of 10 divisions. Pretty easy. That meant that on paper, a corps had around 10,000 men. Each of these units had a commanding officer, and the entire army was led by a supreme commander, either the king or a nobleman in the king's trust. The army was divided into infantry, cavalry, and chariots, although those chariots were mostly used for ceremonies, or some sort of battle taxi for the commanders. The cavalry was further divided into horse-borne and camel-borne soldiers. The elite of the infantry were the famous 10,000 Immortals, the king's trusted guard, so named because if one fell in battle, or could not, for whatever reason, fulfill his duties, another would take his place. So their number remained the same, giving the impression that they could not be killed.
Immortals.
And no, they did not wear these strange Japanese face masks or whatever. That's an invention from the comic from Frank Miller. The most they had for covering their face was some sort of cloth, and it was for protection from winds and sand and stuff like that. But they could still see through, and yeah, it wasn't Japanese. It was also a good Persian custom to hire mercenaries to fight their civil wars, because if you pay mercenaries, you can sort of trust them until somebody pays them more than you. One of these mercenaries was the historian Xenophon, who together with 10,000 other Greeks fought for Cyrus the Younger in a failed campaign to claim the Persian throne. The Persian army did not pay much attention to body armor or the quality of their shields prior to the engagement with the Greeks, because previously the armies they met had more or less the same equipment and used the same tactics as they did. Training in the Persian army began at the age of 15 for commoners, and 5 for the Persian nobility. The youths were divided into 50 classes for military training. These classes included, but were not limited to, horse grooming and horsemanship, hunting, running, swimming, archery, javelin throwing, swordsmanship, martial arts, and military discipline. They were also expected to develop agricultural skills.
I thought you were a farmer. No, I was never a farmer.
Military service began at the age of 20, and professional soldiers were allowed to retire at the age of 50. The Persian army did not have an established military tactic, as the Greeks had with their hoplites. Therefore, prior to an engagement, a war council was held, in which senior unit leaders solidified the battle plan, which most times came down to the archers holding the center of the line, with infantry and slingers flanking them, and the cavalry at the wings. The archers would begin the battle, with support from the slingers. The cavalry would then try to break the enemy lines from the sides.
But not like this, baby!
When Dario I invaded Greece in 490 BC, this was the basic formation, which only failed because the Greeks were undeterred by the rain of arrows, and further had better shields and armor. This repeated itself when Xerxes I invaded Greece in 480 BC. The Greeks stopped the Persians at Thermopylae and defeated them at Plataea, where the Persian army was defeated in part because of the inferiority of their shields and body armor compared to the Greeks. So there you have it, a very short introduction to the Persian army. I hope you liked it, and if you don't want to be crushed by the YouTube algorithm or whatever, you better subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you for watching, bye!